Yeah, man, we can go ahead and jump into it. Fletcher, just hit everyone with a little introduction here. I don't need to, you can speak for yourself. I appreciate you joining us on the podcast. The name of this segment is the Pack Leader segment, and you're doing great things at Southside High School, which it's a real cool full circle moment. Definitely want to dive into that, but introduce yourself to the people, man.
Well, I'm Fletcher Swindall. As y'all know, I've spent 4 years at Newberry where I got a sport management degree. And it's actually funny now, full circle moment. I'm coaching at the same school that Glenn's dad started. And, it's been an awesome journey. Like I said, I have a sport management degree, so I kind of never really expected to be in this position. Had some people kind of talk to me, tell me they could help me get in a position, get an emergency certificate, be teaching. Now I'm teaching world history and US2 history for ninth and 11th grade, which I love it, man. It's awesome. It's definitely a calling, but I never thought I'd see myself like where I'm at right now.
That's awesome, dude, and exciting to see. Blanton, how does that kind of, I mean, to just talk about your thoughts on seeing that full circle moment and just Fletcher really helping the Newberry coaching tree and grow in general.
Yeah, no, I think it's awesome. It's an opportunity to in a distantly related way kind of get, my family back into the program. Fletcher's been on the phone with me since he got the job. Picking my brain a little bit and running things by me like he has some obligation to do. I mean, you're the head coach, man. That's your program. Run it. But I appreciate the heck out of just how much he's wrote me back in, and it feels great, and it's cool because again, it's my dad started the program there, won 4 or 5 state titles, team titles, and then had several individual champs. And you've probably met several of them at this point because they're all still involved. All those guys are still around, and some of them are still in
Yeah,
touch
that
with me.
that name is legendary. That
Right,
name's
and
legendary still around here.
so and having been like in the youth club there and stuff, before my dad passed away, and really getting my start in the sport there as well. It means a lot to have a guy that I coached be able to go and take over that program and really, like you said, kind of complete the circle. And it's just awesome feeling.
Definitely. And Fletcher, I know you said that you didn't really you see yourself kind of where you're at right now. But when I think about your time at Newberry and your story, I really do think it's about growth, accountability, and just learning how to lead without necessarily needing the spotlight. And with that being said, I just kind of want to know what lessons stand out to you, like when you think about your time at Newberry.
Well, man, like you said, like man, it all comes down to like having great teammates. Like you look at the guys I had teammates, Isaiah Royal, Devin Moore, Will Evans. If it wasn't for those guys, there's no way I would have ever finished. And right now on my team, I have 13 seniors, and so a ton of seniors in the lineup. Not all of them get the start, and some of them do such a good job right now for us, just being that guy to help push somebody, being
Yeah.
that guy to keep somebody accountable, even though they might not be the guy starting in the door for us, and the guy starting at the weight, they're still just like helping everybody still reach the goal without being the guy who's got the spotlight on them.
Definitely. Um, and I know, like I said, you said you didn't necessarily see yourself there, but you're an example of how Newberry College in general prepares you for life, right? Like you graduated, you weren't exactly sure what you were going to do, but your experience on the team and your experience as a student here, like prepared you for where you're at, which I think is really cool to see.
Yeah, for sure. It was awesome. That was definitely a big help. Just, especially coaching wrestling wise, everybody over here at Southside was excited to have me, just wrestling in college. The, like I said, Blend's name is legendary around here. As soon as they know, oh, Blend's son coached you, like that's all they needed to hear.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. That's awesome. How would you say your college experience at Newberry, how do you say that, how would you say that's influencing the way you're building Southside now?
Definitely to guys to not give up. And I tell them all the time, I'm like, guys, look, I wrestling saved my life. Like I don't know where I would be at without it. And there was several times I think uh, Devin Moore, Brandon Gant, all those guys. Remember, I used to pack. I had my car packed up a couple times. Thought like I'm gonna go back home. They talked me out of it. Kept me in line. Told me, like let's go to the goal line. Let's finish.
Yeah,
Like, and that's what I try to tell a lot of these kids. Like, man, it can save your life. Like, as long as you keep working, your goals will be there. It's
yeah.
not always the goals that you think immediate. but like as long as you see it through, man, it's definitely worth it.
Definitely, man. Definitely. And what part of the season are y'all are headed into the dual meet postseason, I'd imagine?
We just finished that part of our season. We got two duels left, and then we go into our sectionals in state. So we finished as a top eight team in the state. We lost a pretty tough one in the quarterfinals. It was the first time I think we made it to the quarterfinals in 5 or 6 years. So that was good. We had a really good duel in the our first round. Had a really tough team, and it was one of those matches. Like I said, you got to play your part. Told my guys like, hey, some of you just can't get pinned. Like, and they did their job. A lot of the guys that were facing some tough kids, we told them, hey, man, your job's not to get pinned. Like,
Yeah.
and they went out there and played their part.
Nice. That takes a lot of humility too, right? To hear that as a like if you're that guy being said like your expectation is just to not get pinned, like that takes a level of humility and just team over me type deal that I think I mean, because to be real, just completely transparent, that's the conversation we have sometimes. Like
Yeah,
we lost to Finley. Blanton will tell you we were wrestling in the semis at Virginia Duels and final score being 21-20. If we don't get pinned or just find a team point anywhere else in the other non-weight classes, we win that duel on criteria. So I think sometimes guys might, feel a type of way by having to hear that, but at the same time, it just really goes to show like a sense of maturity and like, all right, it's not about me right now, it's about the team.
right. Yeah, we had that
100%.
conversation several times.
Sometimes too, it just takes the right type of kid or the right mindset to hear it because you might have a kid who's, it's like, hey man, we need you to go pull something off. That might crumble a kid, but it's like, hey man, the pressure bar is down here, man. Like, just don't get pinned.
Right,
Like, woo,
right.
thanks. I thought you were gonna ask me to beat somebody I have no business beating. Like, no, man, this relax, just stay off your back and you'll be good. Okay, thanks, coach. So it can be a relief as much as it can also be an ego shock. But I mean, that's just goes with the sport of wrestling. I think we all of us would love more accolades than we got, right? But being able to take instead of it being a negative, turn that into, how can I take a lesson from that and then pass it on to the next guy? And I think that's why we're all coaching.
Definitely. Definitely. Who were some standouts, Fletcher, we should be looking at, man, as you guys head into the postseason?
Right now, our 120 Jakari Norris. He's a previous state finalist. He's going into the season. I think he's going to have a really good shot. Coming in this year, he's a senior. Um, Coming up in a couple, way down the line, our 106 is his name's Dane McIntyre, man. He's in eighth grade, been beating seniors in the lineup for us. He's going to be good in the future. Our 126 right now, Eli Carter, he was a state champ last year.
Okay.
Returning state champ, bumping up a few weights for us too for the lineup. He's doing really well this season. Our 132 is, or actually now he's our 138. Our 138 is a returning state finalist as well. He's got a good shot to be in the mix this year. I mean, our 190 this year as well. Like, he placed third last year in state, and he's up there, top two kid in the state right now too. All those guys got a really good shot right now, like coming into the final stretch.
Nice. That's awesome, dude. We'll
Well,
definitely be
throw
following.
him on a van and bring him up for a visit.
Yeah, yeah, I would definitely love to, man. A couple of them have asked me about it, especially our lower weight guys. I would love to get them up there sometime.
Definitely. Do y'all got a women's program too, or is it just boys?
We do, and it's a little bit newer and getting some girls out. I think we only have about 5 girls in the whole program, which what was a little bit different for me at Alexandria, the school I was coaching at. I mean, we were a top 2 girls team in the state, but it was just the amount of girls we got in the room. But hopefully, with our girls program, we can get a lot more girls out, make more competition, and just grow it on our girls side as well.
Yeah. Are there any things? Yeah, I remember you were at Alexandria, obviously a really high level program too. Are there any things that you take from that program try to emulate at Southside, or is it just you kind of recreating things from Newberry, or a combination of both?
It's definitely a combination of both. Frank Hartsall's the coach at Alexandria, and he was always really big on, and y'all as well. It's just like the little things, man. I've been preaching that a lot this year, is how much the little things matter. And I mean, like y'all were saying, losing a duel by one. We've had 4 or 5 duels this year where we either won by one or we lost by one, being that close. You know, that's where you have that conversation. If one of these guys doesn't get pinned, we win. You know, if this guy gets the major, we win. Like just going back and forth like that. I feel like just preaching the little things has been the biggest thing I took from both the programs like I've been around.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, we preach it all the time, whether it's something as simple as being on time, like not walking in the door. If practice is at 3:30, not walking in at 3:30. We're
Right.
early and laced ready to go at 3:30. Our coach, me and BB's coach used to say, and it's just weird how when you're on the other side of it, it finally rings. But I mean, how
Yeah.
many times did we hear direct correlation, Bland?
Yeah.
Direct blank correlation.
Yeah, I won't use the word, but everything was like that was the phrase. Everything was a direct correlation. And the amount of times I don't say it to the team, but the amount of times I think that to myself, like, when something doesn't go the way that it's supposed to go to by the slimmest margin, like that Finley duel, I'm like, where could we find that point? Not just in those 10 bouts, but like in the days and months leading up to and little things we could have been
Right.
doing to prepare us for that moment.
Right. What's the
And it's
difference maker?
inevitably the guys whose matches have the most moments that could have made up that point are the guys who have the most little things they're not doing right throughout the week.
Yeah. Yeah. And it just takes a lot. I think when you're on the athlete side of things, it really does take a huge level of maturity to like be coachable and humble enough to understand that. And it's not just I feel like at a certain point you as a coach you become like a parent. Like, your dad or mom can say something to you 1,000 times, but then all of a sudden a teammate or another coach says the same thing, but light bulb goes on and you have that aha moment.
Right. For sure.
Definitely. Well, yeah, man. Shifting gears here. Obviously, you got the coaching thing going for you now. Just wanted to give the people a little bit of an idea of kind of who you are outside of wrestling. So, first off, when you're not in a wrestling room, how do you usually like to spend your time?
Man, anytime I can get to just travel as soon as like wrestling season's out of the way, like I'm loving to get out of town because and BB knows where we're at right here. You know, it's a great area. I love it. Could see myself living here the rest of my life. But there's also I'd love to get out. It's small town area, so like anytime I can ever get out, go to the beach, just travel. We're not far from Atlanta, not far from Birmingham. Like anytime I can just travel, go have some good food, go to a new area, go to Chattanooga, go. I just really like to travel anytime we get that little bit of the area. Didn't really get it during our winter break, but I'll get to go somewhere at least during the summer or
Yeah.
spring break.
You have you been to catch up with D Moore since he moved?
I got to see him whenever we had that alumni night,
Oh yeah.
and I'm supposed to go down to Tampa to get to see him again here soon. He's actually supposed to be coming down and to our state tournament, and
Okay. Just to
so
come help coach the guys or just to watch or what? All the above?
just yeah, just to watch, and it's in Huntsville, so he's just trying to get out of town. I've always gave him crap because I've always been back to his hometown. I've always gone to South Georgia with them boys. I told him he was like, I finally got to come to Bama to see you. So,
Yeah. And he's got that Tesla now. He ain't even got to drive himself there. He can just let it do his thing.
oh yeah, I was I
Take a
was giving
nap.
him crap about it. Yeah,
Yeah.
take a nap with it.
Dude, those things are pretty cool. He came down here for the Pembroke match, and he was showing us this feature where we just stood in the parking lot, and you can summon it from the app, and it'll just drive right up to you. It was crazy.
Yeah, it's insane. I looked over and he was just playing some sort of like Mario Kart game on it, and I was like, it's a different level.
Right, right. What's something someone or the way I want to ask, what's something about you that most people in wrestling would be surprised to learn?
Um, Something most people would be surprised to learn. Probably how hard it was for me at one point. I would say is I think a lot of people, at least where, especially while I was at Newberry, I don't think a lot of people realized how much that I was going through just mentally, just trying to like battle with that. Like, because when I was in high school and coming back, just maturing a lot more. Like, I don't think a lot of people realize, I was just struggling there for a minute, and I've preached it some to my kids just to let them know, like, I get it. I understand it can be hard, but just, you know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
trying to,
When you look back on that, like how much you were struggling and a lot of people might not have known that, is there anything you would change about that? Like, do you think you'd be more transparent? Like now that you're on the other side of that, do you, and I guess it's two questions. And now that you're on the side of it, or the other side of it, dealing with athletes who are probably in the same space, or at least some of them, would you recommend that they be more transparent?
I just recommend you find somebody who's there for you. Because, like I said, man, I had a lot of great teammates at the time. They were always there for me. Without them, I would have packed my stuff up and I'd been home in a couple hours.
Yeah,
And just them staying on me, wanting the best for me, just making sure I surrounded myself with guys who wanted to succeed. Like it was the difference maker for sure.
nice. Yeah, you ran with a good group there for sure. If you weren't coaching right now, what else would you be doing?
Oh man, if I wasn't coaching, dude, I would definitely. That's why I say it's funny that I'm teaching. I always pictured myself doing some sort of blue collar job, doing something. I did hardwood floors for a long time, and to be honest with you, I hated it. For some reason in my head, just the area of Alabama I'm from, I just seen myself doing that like the rest of my life. I'm thankful that I'm not right now, but like I always pictured I'd be doing something like that, whether it was roofing or doing floors or something like that. Like I just did not expect me to be where I'm at right now.
What was the connection that got you into coaching then? Like, at what point did you realize, oh, this is an opportunity for me?
So, um, man, I was still helping coach just because me being back home, even though I was working those jobs, like I was still back home and I still wanted to help with my old program. I still wanted to help with people around and just the connections that, I had with people and coaches from Birmingham and stuff too. I was still doing that. So while I was doing that, it was funny at the school I was at, Alexandria. They just called me one day. It's about 6 a.m. and they're like, "Hey, do you want to come in for an interview?" And I was like, "Yeah, for sure." And I mean, I came in for an interview and it just all everything fell in line.
Nice, dude. That's awesome. And it
So
really is a testament to like, just why it's important to carry yourself a certain way and to operate with like high character and high integrity. Because, you weren't even looking for that call or for that job. And
right,
obviously somebody said something positively enough about you for you to get it. So, that's another thing me and BB preach to the guys all the time. It's like, just being a good person, communicating well, having good integrity, having good
right,
character, not burning bridges that you don't know if you're going to need to walk back over them again. Like those types of like
mhm,
life
right,
lessons, I think are huge.
for sure. Learned a lot of it from just communications and stuff from Newberry. If you remember, me and D Moore used to work at a minor league baseball field at the Fireflies up there in
Oh yeah,
Columbia. Just working things like that, and the little things here and there, and definitely just taught me a lot about that.
yeah, for sure. Um, well, kind of wrapping up, I got a couple more questions for you. When or what keeps you grounded? Obviously, coaching gets stressful, particularly this time of the year. What would you say keeps you grounded in those moments?
Man, just to take my mind off things sometimes. It gets, like you said, it gets super stressful. You can think about it a lot. I got one thing that is nice. I got a good bit of land. And Bland knows what I'm talking about when I say Ohatchee. I got a good bit of land in Ohatchee right now. So I'm able to go around, walk around it, whether I'm hunting or just to like relax. I'm out in the country, so I don't have a lot of people that I ever have to worry about bothering me. I can just find some peaceful time to get take everything off my mind, just not be around it anymore, which is really hard when you're focusing on it constantly. You're sitting there trying to prepare for the next duel or tournament, and then you're thinking about how practice went or how the tournament went. Like sometimes you're right, like you just have to, get your mind space out of it for a little bit so you can reset.
Yeah, especially because you have been, well, not now because you've been out it for a little bit, but you go at least in that first year where you were so used to being an athlete, and yeah, you got the team to worry about, but you really the best way you show up for the team is to be the best Fletcher, right? Like whereas now
Right,
you got the 30, 40 plus guys to worry about. So it's not like when you go home, it's like that I have a good practice. It's like the team have a good practice. And if
right.
this person didn't, why and how is that different from why the other person didn't? And you know what I mean? It's a lot more moving pieces on this side of things.
Right. And I mean, you just have to be a lot more selfless, like when it comes to like coaching like that. Like you said, it doesn't matter. And as a wrestler, I feel like it took me a little bit when I first started coaching to learn that. Sometimes I can't wrestle with all the guys I want to wrestle with because I have to see the whole room. Sometimes I have to make sure that, I'm paying attention to the whole room. I can't just sit here and just wrestle with this guy, even though the wrestler in you, you know what I mean, wants to go, man, I want to go this whole practice. I
Yeah.
want to drill. I want to like you got to be a little bit more selfless and care about
Give it
everybody.
time.
Yeah. So give it time.
Yeah.
Give it time. That'll go.
You
Now,
get
so that,
those.
hey, coach, I need a partner. I'm like, ah.
Hey, they still dodgy though. It was funny. I ain't gonna mention names, but we were getting ready to go on a live and we are like, all right, group of three. And somebody around Blanton size needed a partner. They didn't have a group. And then once I realized I was like, hey, BB said he'll go with you. All of a sudden, it was funny how quick a group was found, you know?
Yeah, a group of three form real
Right.
quick.
Right. Right. Like it's funny you say that because I built like a great coaching staff so far. I found two guys that, have helped me. It just seems like they like to dodge our guys in the room too. One of them, his name's Cade Kitchens. He's an All-American from Shorter, so it's awesome. He's from
Yep.
Southside. He was a three-time state
Yep.
champ, and so they're about terrified of him. And then I got another coach who was a heavyweight state finalist, and his name's Austin Snyder, and man, they're terrified of him too. They don't want to ever wrestle either one of them either. So it's just funny seeing them look the other way. I know what
Yeah,
you mean.
that is, man. How many coaches do you have on staff?
So I have those two, and then I have a girls coach who helps us out a lot too. And she's been a great behind the scenes type person for me, like, helps with a lot of the things people never see too.
Right. Cool.
So
Awesome.
got three on staff right now with me.
Nice, nice. Well, yeah, like Bland said, man, y'all hop in the van and come on down this way. The last question I got for you is, and we ask everyone this: if you could speak directly to a Newberry wrestler, right now, and this is a little different than the way, thanks to Chat GPT, I appreciate the little spin they put on this one. But if you could speak to directly to a Newberry wrestler who feels overlooked or unsure of their impact right now, what would you say?
See it all the way through. Because man, my first year at Newberry, I thought there's no way that I'm gonna finish this. There's no way it's gonna happen. Uh, like I really didn't see it. And by the end of it, I didn't always reach all the goals, I wanted to set out to reach, but God, I'm so thankful that I finished it. You know what I mean? Like I just remembered, beating some people I never thought I'd beat, getting better, and learning things I never thought I'd learn on and off the mat just by staying there. Like I'm so thankful for it.
Yeah. And like I said, man, when you think about growth, when you think about service, when you think about just, being a good teammate and being a leader, dude, that's you and that's who you've become. And I know I'm really proud of you. I definitely know Blanton is too. And it's really cool to see you doing your thing out there.
Heck yeah, man. Thankful for both of y'all.
Well, yeah,
Absolutely.
that's all we got for you, man. I always like to drop some gear in the mail for the alumni we got on the podcast. So definitely shoot me your address. I'll get that to you. But we'll be rooting you guys on as y'all get here through the postseason. I'm actually about to jet to study hall. I think you might have been a lifetime member there for a little bit, so you know what I'm
Oh
talking
yeah.
about.
Oh yeah. I never got out of there, man. Never
I'll
got out
just
of there.
give I'll just give you a hard time. But nah, man, it's good. It's good catching up with you.
Oh, for sure. You guys take care.
All right, you too.
Yep. Good catching up, bud.